Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
And welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show Action Edition, where we feature an actionable tip that you can use today. And I'm here with my old buddy Larry. Larry, what has been going on?
John, it's been an exciting week here at the Handyman Pros Radio Show. But first, I'm going to say my retaining wall is in the rearview mirror. It's done. So that son of a gun.
How long did it take you on that?
It took us about a week. It took myself and my wife's son Dawson. We did this wall. It's tall. He's as tall as I am. I'm 6'3", and this wall's up over our heads. So I'll post some pictures of the befores and the afters, and then also the tonnage. Because tonnage is everything in these brick walls. It's we moved we moved a lot of gravel, we moved a lot of bricks, and we did a lot of dirt work actually as well. So we're pretty proud of it. But back to what's really exciting. What's really exciting is that we are doing video for the Handyman Pros Radio Show, and this is our first effort.
So here we are, technical glitches and all, and we'll be working through those, but let's not let anything stop us there, right?
It's never stopped us before. Why should it stop us now?
If they could only see all the outtakes.
Oh, the outtakes. Maybe one day. It's never going to touch. Well, anyway, we're not going to go there. Anyway, so this week I was reading on we wanted to get to the point at hand. So this week's tip is one that I picked up off of one of the Facebook groups, and this guy was talking about, he was working on a well pump, and it's 220 to the well pump, and he felt a little bit lightning after he had turned the breaker off. Well, long story short, the owner comes out and says to him, "Oh, I turned the breaker on." He's like, "Yeah, I already knew that," because he had not locked out the breaker on the fuse box. So my good friend John has a great tip for locking out breakers.
So let me just ask you something. Did I just hear you say 220? I didn't hear that before.
220, yeah. 220 to the well
Holy smokes.
pump.
That guy is, man.
Lucky.
Real lucky.
He should have gone and played the lottery that day.
Real lucky. And that was one of the things. So, tagging these circuits, anything that's downstream, or anything that's upstream, right? Your switches or any kind of levers that operate anything that's going to, that you can get hurt. You need to be very cognizant of that. I learned that a long time ago in the airlines, playing with some very dangerous, either electricity, that was the electricity coming off those generators in those planes. The hydraulics is just incredible. And, you always have to go into the cockpit, red tag those things so nobody pushes in the breakers while you're out somewhere working, 50 feet, 20 yards away. Because nobody can see, there might be 50 guys working on the plane. So anyways, so I carried that over into, just the handyman business, right? So if I'm bringing a light, right? I use surveyor's tape, and let's take a look. I just did one yesterday. So, here's a picture of what I did. I just used surveyor's tape and a piece of blue tape, and I just mark it, don't touch. Because
so for you folks on the podcast, John's got a picture up of a piece of blue tape, and on that blue tape, he's got some orange surveyor's tape that sits over the switch, and it says don't touch. So it's about as simple as it gets, right?
Yep. And it's just so, so nobody can walk into the room and just flip on a switch while you're outside or even in the same room, hanging a fan, or you got your hands on two wires and you're pushing them out of the way. And the next thing you know, somebody just unconsciously, as we all do, just walk around and just flip on switches when you walk into a room. Yep. So, a lot of guys can get, you get hurt pretty bad if you don't, if you're not cognizant of this.
Yeah, and we don't want you to get hurt. We really don't. It's a very simple thing. I've been using just blue tape, and I write on it, do not touch, and I put it over either a breaker if I turn the breaker off, or over the switch if I don't turn the breaker off, which really we should be turning the breaker off all the time when we're doing electrical. But still, I just write on there. But I'm actually going to go to the orange tape, to orange or red tape, because when I sit there and I look at your visual and I see the picture that you put up there, I realize that somebody walks into the room, the first thing they're going to see is that orange tag hanging there, and they're going to go, well, something's not right. Blue tape, maybe not quite so much, but the orange or red really grabs your attention, and then, hopefully they can read and they say do not touch. So with that, I think that's the tip for this week, and we're looking for both. This is for both homeowners and handyman. It doesn't really matter, but if you're playing with electrical, well, anything that's dangerous, I suppose, lock it out. Lockout, tag out is what it's called, and in commercial applications they do it all the time. But it just we tend to kind of overlook it because it's 110, it won't hurt us, but you still can get electrocuted and killed. So. All right, Johnny, do we have a unique build contest coming up?
We've got a unique build contest, and I'm glad you brought that up, Larry. Of course you would.
Of course, I'm the consummate promoter.
And that is what we've got is we've got a contest going, and we're talking about one-offs that you might have to engineer yourself, problem solve. You did something very unique that you'd like to share with everybody out there. Larry and I, we always talk about the 1,000-pound pizza oven that we put on a trailer and built that whole trailer out to accommodate that. But there's a lot of things that everybody's done out there. I mean, I've seen some really unique things like stairwells and things that just are, not your common stuff, but really have to be thought out and one-offed. So if you can, send that in to us. And the contest runs through, I think, March 1st, right, Larry?
March 1st, yeah, March 1st of 2022. We're going to do it yearly, so keep saving your items. But yeah, you can send that in to handymanprosradioshow@gmail.com. You can send it to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. You can put it on our Facebook page. That's @handymanpros. Send me a smoke signal, as I like to say. I will get the message, and somehow we'll get that information out there. But we really like a lot of participation. And by the way, what's in it for you? As John would always say, John, what's WIIFM, my favorite station? What's in it for me? Well, what's in it for you is some great handymanprosradioshow.com swag. We've got T-shirts and some coffee mugs, and also we have, and this is optional if you want it, but we have an invitation to come on the show and describe your build. So we really want that. Is what we want. I mean, that we would like that. We'd love to have you come on and tell us all about the customer and about the build and what obstacles and things you had to overlook. And we've done a video on our pizza build, so that's actually in our feeds. Go look. I put it on the Facebook page, but I've also put it out on YouTube and all that kind of thing too. So we'll keep promoting that a little bit with doing this. But anyway, anything else, Johnny?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, don't forget, check out our website, handymanprosradioshow.com, Facebook @handymanpros, email to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. We appreciate you listening. We'll see you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.